God bless you, loved ones. Welcome to the Word with Chester. Today we'll continue our study in the 12th chapter of the Gospel of St. John. Today also marks our 1-year anniversary where we started this ministry. God blessed us 1 year ago to launch this ministry on YouTube. What we're doing is we're teaching through the Bible, verse by verse and chapter by chapter. And God has blessed us. It took us 1 complete year to get to the 12th chapter of the Gospel of St. John. That lets you know what we're doing. Approximately 5 sessions each week that we broadcast on YouTube, and we are hearing from people that are watching our ministry. We have heard from people through emails or one type of correspondence or another from the continent of Africa. We've heard from people who wrote us from Canada, and also many places in the United States of America. God has richly blessed this ministry, and I am grateful for all that He is doing for us. One thing that happened out of this ministry, I played one of the songs that I created. I'm a songwriter and also a poet. But I sung one on this ministry, and a producer heard my song and heard me sing it, and said that I need to be in the studio with my material. And as a result, God has blessed us to go in the studio. And as of about 3 weeks ago, that single was released, and we are getting radio airplay in the San Antonio area, and hope to be getting radio airplay in many other sections of our nation. In fact, all over our nation and all over the world as far as that goes. I don't limit God, and I trust Him to do whatever He desires to do with us. And I want to reach as many people as I possibly can with the message of Jesus Christ. Well, in our last setting, we read down to verse 19. Today we'll begin our reading at verse 20. The Bible reads, "And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast." Well, Jesus had went to Bethany to celebrate the Passover, and I trust that you will go to our archive sessions. I did talk about the Passover, but study it out for yourself, and you'll know this was an annual feast that they had went to celebrate in the Jewish community, and Jesus went there for this reason, to celebrate the Passover. Also, these Greek gentlemen, these Greek persons came to celebrate the Passover as well. And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast. The same came therefore to Philip, who was of Bethsaida of Galilee, and desired him, saying, "Sir, we would see Jesus." What are they saying? "Sir, we want to see Jesus." It's not hard to understand that if you're one of Jesus' disciples, the word will get around that you are one of His disciples. You may not have the notoriety of Jesus or whoever your leader is, but because you work with them, it gets around that you are one of the people that work with Him, and that helps to get you known as well. And here they came to Philip and asked him, "We want to see Jesus." In other words, can you make this happen for us? Philip cometh and telleth Andrew, and again Andrew and Philip tell Jesus. They went and told Jesus about it. I'm going to do a lot more reading today, so I may not do a lot of commentary, so stay along with us as we read the Bible, and God will richly bless you. In verse 23, "And Jesus answered them, saying, The hour is come that the Son of Man should be glorified. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a grain of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit." It may be hard to get out of these words what Jesus was talking about, but as we read, you're going to understand that he styled even himself as that grain of seed that had to die and be buried, so that it would come up and bring forth much fruit. Such an important verse. Jesus saying again, let me reread verse verse 24, verily, verily, I say unto you, except a grain of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. What Jesus is saying, yes, I'm reaching people now. Yes, we have a following now. But when I go and do what my Father has sent me to do, when I die and am buried in the ground, when I come forth, there's going to be much, much, much more fruit to be gathered. Shall we read in verse 25? He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it to life eternal. I better read that again. It's an important verse. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it to life eternal. He that loveth his life. I'm not going to talk a long time on it, but let me let you know, if you love this world, if you love this world system, if you seek to please yourself all the time, then that means you really love yourself. If he that loveth his life shall lose it. If you have it that twisted and that backwards, you're trying to please yourself and yourself only, you're going to lose your life. And he that hated his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. That word hate is such a strong word, but in living the life of Christ, you're going to have to deny yourself of many things. There are many things that the flesh wants to do, and I can tell you all of us have some things that we want to do, but because we have a love of Christ and the Spirit of God down in us, it constrains us from doing many things. If you can constrain yourself in this present world and not do everything possible to please yourself, you're going to gain life eternal. You're going to gain much, much more than you have here in this world. Shall we read verse 26? If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. You got to get that picture. If you serve the Lord, the Father, the Creator of the world, will honor you. Can be made much more plain than that. Now is my soul troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour. What is Jesus saying? My soul is troubled. You have to understand, Jesus knew that he was on his way to Calvary. He knew what was about to happen to him. His soul was troubled. He knew he had a job to do, and he had to do what his Father sent him to do. But let me let you know, anytime you possess a body like ours, you don't want to hurt, and you don't want to go through the things that are associated with death. You don't want to go through the things that will hurt this physical body. Jesus saying, now is my soul troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour. Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. The people, therefore, that stood by and heard it, said that it thundered. Others said, an angel spoke unto them. Can you see the people heard this? It was loud enough and clear enough for the people to understand what was going on. Some said it was thunder, and others said an angel spoke unto them. As we read verse 30. Jesus answered and said, this voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. It came because of you, so you would hear and understand and know that it's something deeper to what's going on than what you can see in this realm and on this earth. They heard this voice out of heaven. Verse 31 reads, now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. now is the judgment of this world. The judgment of this world. I need to go a little bit deeper in that, but the judgment of this world. Can you understand what Jesus went to Calvary for? He went to Calvary and took the judgment that was yours and mine, and took the penalty that was yours and mine. Anytime you sin, please excuse me. Anytime you live in sin, you're a sinner. You're worthy of death. But Jesus took that penalty for us. The judgment of the world. That judgment, that penalty that was supposed to fall on us, Jesus took on himself. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. The prince of this world be cast out. We're talking about here the devil, the prince of this world. When Jesus did what he did, it cast the devil out. Well, let me let you know something. Jesus took our penalty and went to Calvary for us. He bled and he died. In doing so, the devil, the prince of this world, has no authority over us. The prince of this world does not have dominion over us. The devil, the prince of this world, be cast out. So Jesus cast the devil out, and we're going to talk about that even more as we study in Scripture. Verse 32 reads, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. If I be lifted up from the earth. Well, let's get what he's talking about here. If I be lifted up, he's talking about on the cross. He's talking about on Calvary. If I be lifted up, well, we're going to read about it not too long from now as we continue to study the Gospel of St. John. Him being lifted up, nails in his hands and spikes in his feet. Him being lifted up for all men to see, taking your judgment and your penalty, taking it to the cross. Well, the judgment of the world, the devil being cast out, with everything that he has done for us. Well, shall we continue to read? Well, again in verse 32, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. This he said, signifying what death he should die. The people answered him, we have heard out of the law that Christ abideth forever. And how sayest thou, the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Can you understand? The Jews, they knew what the Torah had said. But they were looking at things in a carnal way. They were looking at things in an earthly way. But Jesus had a greater goal and something much larger than what this realm would have to offer. Shall we continue to read in verse 35? Then Jesus said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not where he goeth. While ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the sons of light. These things spoke Jesus, and departed, and hid himself from them. Well, the light that he was talking about himself. Shall we reread verse 35 and 36 again? Yet a little while is the light with you, talking about himself. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not where he goeth. Without that light, you don't know exactly where you're going. You can run into anything. You could hurt yourself. You could actually kill yourself. But Jesus said, walk while it is light, talking about himself. Verse 36, while ye have the light, believe in the light, that ye may be the sons or the children of light. Believe in that light. Talking about believe on himself. This is what Jesus is saying. These things spoke Jesus, and departed and hid himself from them. Verse 37. But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not. Jesus worked many miracles before them, and a great conflict came out after Lazarus was raised from the dead. How the Jews wanted to kill Jesus. They also wanted to kill Lazarus. So you got to understand, with all of the miracles and all the signs that Jesus gave them, many didn't believe anyway. I must say here that it says many miracles that he did before them, yet they believed not on him. It was not talking about every Jew or every person, but it was talking about the Jewish leaders of that day, the religious leaders. They wanted to kill him. I don't care what he did. I don't care what God did through him. They wanted him dead. Shall we read verse 38? That the saying of Isaiah, the prophet, might be fulfilled, which he spoke, Lord, who hath believed our report, and to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed. You can read that in Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 1. Read it. Who hath believed our report, and to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? All the signs, everything that Jesus did, everything from start to finish, the hand of God was on him. Many miracles wrought. Many things happened. Even his very words convicted them to their heart. But yet many would not believe him. The Jewish leaders, the more he did, the more God confirmed that he was who he was, the more they wanted to kill him. In verse 39, therefore they could not believe because that Isaiah said again. Verse 40, he hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. Verse 41, that was wrote in the book of Isaiah. Well, this was only prophecy being fulfilled when they wouldn't believe him. They saw with their own eyes and yet wouldn't believe him. Just prophecy being fulfilled. Shall we read verse 41? These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spoke of him. Spoke of Jesus. That's who he was speaking of. Verse 42, nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. Even many of the chief rulers believed him, but they couldn't say it openly. They could not say that I believe that this is the Christ. Why? Because they got put out of the synagogue. The people at the top wanted Jesus dead, and everybody that believed on him, they wanted them taken completely out of the picture. Shall we read? For they loved and praised, the praise of men more than the praise of God. This is what the chief priests and the Pharisees lived for the praise of men. They wanted people to look at them and say how great they were and how wonderful they were. They were seeking the praise of men and not the praise of God. Shall we continue reading? Jesus cried out and said, he that believeth on me, he that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. If you believe on me, you're not believing on me per se, but you're believing on the one that sent me. This is what Jesus is letting them know. And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me. Well, he's letting them know, when you see me, you see the Father. I am not acting on my own. I'm acting on the will of my Father. Shall we read verse 46? I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. Well, Jesus said, I come to be a light to you. And if you just believe on me, you won't be in darkness. Verse 47, if any man hear my word and believe not, I judge him not, for I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. Jesus said, I didn't come to judge you. Well, we're going to read on. You're actually doing something to yourself, because the Father will judge you and not Jesus. Shall we read verse 48? He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. It's not me that judges you, but the word that I speak, that's what's going to judge you. If I speak the truth, that will judge you. It's not me standing in judgment upon you. It's me speaking the truth. And if the truth hits you, then you should acknowledge that this is the truth. Well, Jesus is saying, he that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words hath one that judges him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. Verse 49, for I have not spoken of myself, but the Father who sent me, he gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak. Verse 50, and I know that his commandments is life everlasting, whatsoever I speak, therefore even as the Father said unto me, so I speak. All Jesus is letting them know is I give you what my Father gave me. I spoke to you what my Father told me to speak to you. You didn't believe me. He's talking to the religious hierarchy. You didn't believe me. My words are going to judge you. It's not me judging you. It's the words that I speak that will judge you. Well, my time is rapidly coming to a close for this session. I want you to know I love you, my friends. I love you with the love of the Lord. If you would like to contact me for any reason, if you would like to send a word of encouragement or send a tax-deductible gift to this ministry, you can write me at the Word with Chester Ministries, Post Office Box 200-483 San Antonio, Texas, 78220. You can also contact me at my website. You can buy my CDs or buy my book at my website, www.poemsbychester.com. You can also write me a message there. It will come directly to me. Write me a letter of encouragement or a message of encouragement. Let me know that you're being blessed by this ministry. I love you, my friends. I love you from the depths of my heart. I love you with the love of the Lord. God bless you.